The key to beautiful boudoir photography is all in the lighting. And while I'm sure that you've heard loads of lighting tips, today I'm sharing 3 unconventional lighting tips that you need to know. These tips are going to help you level up your boudoir photography and actually make shooting less complicated and more profitable. And be sure to stay to the end because I'm adding in one more hack that most photographers are scared to try. Hey, I'm Tracy and I help photographers stay forever booked out without the hustle. Be sure to grab my free guide outlining my 5 best tips for booking clients without Facebook ads. The first unconventional lighting tip that you need to know to level up your boudoir photography is that you don't even need to really invest in lighting equipment if you have a space with really good light. Now, you techie guys out there, you're probably not gonna like this hack, but did you know that the majority of my images are shot with 100% natural light? It's true, I actually prefer natural light and I use it exclusively for the majority of my images. And this is for several reasons. First of all, it's faster, which means that I can photograph more sessions. And of course that translates into more money. If you know how to light your clients well with the light that you have, well, you don't need to invest in lighting equipment at all. For more information on lighting your clients with natural light, be sure to check out this video. It's called the best natural light photography tips for boudoir photographers. Now, you're not always going to have natural light, and I get that. And that's why the second unconventional lighting hack that you need to know to level up your boudoir photography business is how to add natural light when it's needed. For me, I use continuous light. I've had strobes before. I've tried the alien bees. I've tried Photics. I ended up selling them and purchasing a continuous light. I just like it because it's so easy to use. And again, I'm trying to be efficient during my sessions. And at the same time, I have to make sure that I get as many images and as much variety as possible because I want those high album sales. So understanding how to add light is key.
So in this video, you can see there are 2 sources of light, the window light, and then we've got this continuous light over here. You can see I turned it off and how the light just really turned off there. I am currently moving it and plugging it in somewhere else so that I didn't have to worry about taking that out of the photo, removing that in the retouching, or my retoucher didn't. You can see how I just added the light and how it just made her pop even more. So don't be afraid to use light. It's always going to help, and it still looks like natural light in this photo. It just has a little bit more pop.
The third unconventional lighting hack that you need to know is a trick I taught myself with ice lights. I don't work with an assistant and I've never had help in my studio. I'm almost always by myself. But at the same time, I love how my ice lights look when I need just a little bit of added light. Sometimes you just have to make it work with what you have.
Now for this video, I want to explain how I'm actually using an ice light. This is actually natural light with a little bit of ice light on her face, and you can see that I laid it on the floor. You can see where this light is coming right here. I have barn doors on it, laid it on the floor, and it's pointing just directly at her face. And the rest of the light on her body is all natural light from my very big studio that had a huge bay window. But otherwise, this was most definitely just ice light on her face. This photo is also with an ice light just on her face. It's just sitting on the floor, resting with the barn doors open. So just a little bit of added light, because otherwise there is a wall right beside her face here and it would have been in shadow. So I added just a little bit of light so that we would have more of even light across her face.
Now let's talk about that one extra unconventional lighting hack that you need to know to level up your boudoir photography. And it's that your camera can handle when you push your ISO just a little bit. Don't be scared to increase your ISO. I've shot up to 2000 with little grain. And remember, I'm using a 5D Mark III. I know many of you are using way newer cameras than I am. I promise your camera can handle that higher ISO. And it's going to print just fine with high ISO as well. Trust your equipment.
Some of you guys have mentioned that you want to see my settings. I always forget about that because it doesn't mean a lot to me, but I did want to show you my settings for this one. So this photo specifically looks really pretty, like not a ton of grain, yet it's at ISO 2000. So with your guys' newer cameras, I know that this would be even better. So don't be afraid to kick up that ISO if you need to. This would print just perfectly, album or wall portrait. That one's 2000, 2000. I'm not afraid to crank up my ISO. As you can see, I think this whole, almost all of these photos are at least above 1600. Believe me, your camera can handle it.
And that was my 3 unconventional lighting hacks you need to know to level up your boudoir photography. Be sure to subscribe to get notified on my next video, which is how to become a boudoir photographer in 2024, even with no experience. While you wait for that, check out this other video, and it's called Behind the Scenes for Profit Boosting Secrets of My Boudoir Studio. If this was helpful, let me know and give it a like.
Lainey says bye. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.